Hi, good morning, and welcome to what is actually the very first Fiona Catchpowle Talks live Google Hangout on air. And this is Fiona Catchpowle Talks SEO with Sonia Ingriselli. Good morning, Sonia.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Where are you at the moment? Where am I talking to you?
My pleasure to be here.
You're on camera, sweetie.
Sorry, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm actually just writing down a quick note.
Okay.
It is my pleasure to be here.
So listen, I've got you on air today to talk a little bit about SEO and see if we can get a little bit of an insight to what's going to be coming up in your talk on Thursday at the Malaga Business Minds, which is actually a sellout event, which is so cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm really looking forward to it, especially the networking, believe it or not. I'm actually looking forward to the networking. So that's the one thing, that's the one highlight, I think, tomorrow night.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that bit too. It's going to be a full room though. It's going to be a tricky one. And who would have thought SEO would be that popular?
Well, you know what? I'm actually I couldn't be happier that people are finally taking an interest in this stuff. SEO. You want to be successful online, you can't ignore SEO. Unfortunately, you have to use it. It's something you just have to have. And a lot of people, I think, in Spain, particularly the Costa del Sol, are starting to realize that, yeah, you know what, I really got to learn about this SEO stuff. That's what they're thinking. So I'm happy. I'm really happy people are starting to finally show an interest. Because half the time, I want to shake people. Like, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You know, like, you could be doing so much better. You're losing money because you're not implementing this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm very happy about tomorrow night. Very happy lots of people are going to be there.
That's cool. I think it's probably got a lot to do with your take on it, though, and your style and enthusiasm in which you presented it. That some of us have seen you do at the Andalusia Lab previously. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's a sold out event.
Well, that's the thing, is that this is such a boring topic. It's horrible. I mean, I'm sure you know yourself, Fiona, when you're teaching about social media and stuff. When you're trying to teach somebody like your grandmother, no offense, I mean, just somebody like with the mindset of not knowing anything about this, and you're trying to teach them this, I mean, it's easy to put them to sleep. It's easy to turn them off. So I think with this sort of stuff, you have to inject humor into it, and you got to make it sound like it's the most awesome thing on the face of the planet. You got no other choice.
Essentially, it is the most essential thing, practically, isn't it? I mean, because social media, at the end of the day, is flying on the wings of SEO and sort of creating its own version of SEO, if you like. Yeah.
So, but you're a little bit. I think you're lucky too, because everybody knows social media now. Social media is a lot more popular than SEO, so everybody has fun with social media. You know, they like it. They have a good time with it. So yeah, it's a little easier. So it makes my job, when I'm trying to teach about technical stuff, it can be difficult, and you don't want to put people to sleep.
Okay. So, just in case there's anyone watching you here, we're using abbreviations on SEO. What's the definition of SEO?
SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. So that means, I guess, okay, I'll give it to you like in a nutshell. Search Engine Optimization means you're doing something to your website that gets Google's or Yahoo's or Bing's attention. And when you grab their attention, that means you're doing very well, obviously. And if you grab their attention in such a way that's 100% optimized, it can pull you right up to page 1 of Google, so everybody finds you. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's it in a nutshell right there. Yeah,
and it's using the right words in your website. With we use keywords, yeah?
Yeah, so actually tomorrow night, that's what I'm starting off with. When I give the essential, literally this is an introduction to the essential of going back to basics, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is keywords. That's that's the foundation of SEO. You have to know about keyword research to know how to optimize your website.
And then the keywords related to your topic as well in the framework of a search engine, because the thing that I have difficulty in explaining to people is not just describing what they do, but who they are, where they are, and keywords just are huge.
Actually, yeah.
But they're not necessarily what a business believes are their keywords, is it?
Exactly. Like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Keyword research and your keywords is the hardest part of the job. But from a business owner's perspective, it's not that difficult because nobody knows their customers better than the store owner. I hope, you know. So if you're running a candle business and you know about candles, you have a passion for candles, and you're going to know what your customers want in their candles. You can pull those keywords right from there. It's actually a lot easier than people think, but the job itself, finding keywords these days, I don't put a limit on them anymore. So I used to say, for example, to clients, I'll find your top 10, your top 20, and then I would charge extra on top of finding more and more. But now, most SEO professionals are going unlimited. It just helps us get them to rank better in the long term of things, and then keeps them on as clients. So it was just a better situation, just an unlimited supply of keywords. How many ways can you put I want to buy candles online? How many ways can you put it? And then you literally, you know, go from that. So yeah, keywords are very important. The foundation, literally.
And then from then, how does it evolve how you do it with regards to content creation then? So the two must be very closely linked.
Oh yes, okay. So literally when you're writing a blog on your own website, your own blog, the most important elements are your title, and it should contain what I call a foundation phrase, and that's a phrase of keywords, okay? So I'll give you an example. When we go back, let's go back to aromatherapy, okay? Candles. So how does a vanilla candle benefit my health, my well-being, my spirituality? I can go on and on and on with that set of keywords, right? So that's what you would put in your title, and then in the first 2 paragraphs, you would take the extra keywords that you found while you were thinking of your title and somehow fit them into the first 2 paragraphs. That's what Google sees. The search engines kind of look at the first 100 words of text. So all at the top. But then, obviously, people would stuff it, and it would sound so stupid. It wouldn't even sound like a real sentence. You have to make it sound like a sentence. My big piece of advice is, listen, write for your customer. Don't write for Google. Make sure your customer is going to enjoy your blog. So if you just stuff it full of keywords, they're going to turn it off, right? It's so silly. They just get silly about it. So, but yeah, that's the first part. So I would say again, make sure you have an awesome title that contains your best keywords, okay? And it's catchy too. It's got to be catchy, so it's a little bit got to be creative. And then your first 2 paragraphs, put in about 3. I'd say your top 3 keywords, and make it sound good though. Don't be silly about it and just stuff it full of crap. Make it sound good. So that would be my best advice.
And if people don't feel confident enough to do all of this, this is something that you can do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. There's me, there's several really fantastic writers, including yourself, Fiona, across the Costa del Sol that can actually write for clients. I always, of course, recommend they hire. If you can't write, you don't have the confidence to write, then hire somebody. And it's not as expensive as it used to be. Things are becoming more competitively priced. So definitely, I can do that, or there's several people that can do that across the coast. I've got some recommendations I was going to do tonight anyway, so to help people.
Okay, cool. So tomorrow we'll be all packed to the rafters at Malaga Business Minds, and I think I'm really looking forward to it, and I know lots of other people are. And then, of course, yeah, we do have the networking afterwards, but not that I'm taking away the networking. Oh my goodness. shouldn't have said that like that. That's really cool. The networking's cool.
The networking.
We're getting to learn lots of stuff about techie stuff on networking.
Yeah, like the networking is what makes us. I think networking was the best invention ever. It's absolutely amazing. Make sure, of course, you're going to an event that's networking for you, not just for themselves. But like, so Malaga Business Minds, I know it's more for a you type of thing where you can benefit. It's not just one person who thinks they're going to benefit from a whole bunch of people being there. But I absolutely love networking. I try to get in as many as I possibly can, which you do the same thing. So, I mean, they're fantastic. It's a way to make money. I mean, who the hell doesn't want to go to a networking event? Right?
Absolutely. You get to make all sorts of different connections. You never know what's going to happen, and even if you don't get an instant connection there that day, it just all goes around and works. And
it's stuck in somebody's head. Yeah. And the minute somebody mentions social media, oh, Fiona does social media, and that's when you get a phone call. So
and I don't think people can easily forget Sonia when she starts talking about SEO, but this is turning into a Mutual Appreciation Society. Okay. Now, I'm just going to ask you the question that I did ask you off camera just now, because I think it's going to be quite a big thing in 2015, which is the hashtagging. Right. And we've got a big event going on with Twitter, Lisa Sadlia and Ali Meehan for #ChatSpain. So I'm running a free Twitter training next week and another one 2 weeks after, so people can get to grips with it. Sort of SEO type related, but I was just asking you about how hashtags can actually connect with SEO and how it works. Can you just go through that for us?
Yeah, so the hashtag is more like a trending, it's a trending keyword that hyperlinks. It's more or less for social media, but you had asked about whether it would be beneficial in a blog and act like a keyword. Like I was saying to you, Fiona, off the top of my head, my first immediate response would be, you know what, no. It's different from a keyword. I think keyword is a keyword and you should be using keywords in your blog. But saying that, it's something I'm actually going to be researching the minute I get off with you. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to find out more about the hashtag, and I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a review tomorrow. Because you asked a really good question. You know what? I think I should know that. 100%.
Well, that's really cool. I'm really glad you're so honest about that as well, though, because it's something I would really like to know. And I think it's important that when we do these hangouts, that if we don't know the answer to something, then we just hold our hands up and say, "Oh, go and find out."
In this industry, you've got to be really careful about what you say. I was telling you while we were chatting, I was dead wrong about a lot of predictions I made last year. You were right. I was wrong. Look at Google authorship, for example. That's dead. I was like, oh crap, I'm embarrassed. I was so for that, and it was a complete and total failure. So I do remember my predictions, and I do admit being wrong. You have to, like, that's the way it is. Things, the 50-50, right, with this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think some people, obviously, we're still a little bit out, the jury's still a little bit out on Google Plus, essentially, as a social thing, because it's still not very social, but the power of it in, I would guess on SEO terms, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you're, like, if you say something on Google Plus, it tends to get picked up quite easily on Google. I don't know, that's been my experience.
No, it's true. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's why I was really, I depended on it quite a bit, and then they got rid of the authorship they used to have that was making blogs more visible, and I was very upset about that. It gets picked up a lot quicker. If you're Google local is still very important.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a little bit of advice about that tomorrow as well. So, and that's a big thing, actually. Everybody should really pay attention to that. But I'll give fair warning. That Google is super important now. But you're right. Like, it's just Google actually, the king of the world, it seems, failed in a lot of areas as well. So,
although I think it's coming up on the rails with these hangouts, if they can get sometimes the platform isn't as stable as you'd like it to be, but essentially the ethos behind it is really cool. This morning I was just watching live the RBS Six Nations Rugby press conference, because the first game is next week. and I just happened to be here. I saw it coming up on YouTube and go, oh my God, I'm watching it live. This is actually happening. And then got involved with the chat. And actually, I was like whooping because there wasn't many people involved in the chat. There was only about 300 of us live viewing.
Oh, okay.
We could hear, you couldn't actually hear the press conference. The microphone was really bad sound. So I sent them a live message going, look, you really need to sort out the sound. We can't hear what he's saying. And they went straight over and sorted it out. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, they're paying. Yeah, that's incredible. I don't know much about. That's another thing. I don't know much about Google Hangouts. I'll be honest. So that's another thing I should look into, right? What's the benefits of Google Hangouts? So
yeah. I'll send you some links, but we'll get you back in here on another Hangout to talk about the hashtagging and SEO stuff. But for now, we'll call it a day for now because, like I said to you before, I clicked the start broadcast button. I could talk till the cows home about techie stuff.
I'm the same way. I can talk about SEO all day. I can. It's crazy. So I got to get out more.
Yeah, I know. There's something about that makes us a little bit sad, but at least we can be sad together.
True. Yeah, that's true. Misery loves company.
All right, then listen, I'll let you go now, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow, and I'll look forward to having you in another live hangout with you very soon.
Looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you very much, Fiona, for having me.
Okay, doke. Stick to you soon. Bye.
Right, bye-bye.